All right, here we go. Outlawz in the building.
Outlawz. What's happening, Vlad?
Edie and Noble.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Welcome back.
Thanks for having us, man.
How excited are you guys about the movie right now?
Very excited, man. 20 years in the making. Behind the scenes stuff. They've been having a deal since for the last 8-9 years or something. So to see it actually finally come to life, despite all the things that have been going on. Pac deserve it. The fans deserve it. It's an awesome thing, man.
Well, you wrote an open letter.
Yeah.
About the movie, where you addressed a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And, I thought I knew a lot about the movie, and I didn't.
People never know what's really going on. They think they do, but they never have a clue,
So a couple of the interesting things that I took away from your open letter was, I guess Michael B. Jordan was originally considered for the role of Tupac?
Yeah, the state side, that was the person that they wanted, that I heard.
That'd be interesting.
I mean, he's a dope actor.
He's a very dope actor.
Yeah, he's great.
He was actually somebody I brought up.
Yeah, I think
LT Hunt and Benny, and they had their reasons for going with somebody else, but he was my first initial pick.
Dope actor doesn't really look like Tupac.
Right. That's the thing. When an actor doesn't have to necessarily exactly resemble somebody to be able to bring them to life on screen.
This is true.
It's like, everybody don't have a twin walking around. You know
right.
What I mean?
Well, but the actor they chose was Demetrius Shipp.
D Shipp.
He definitely looks more like Tupac.
Super look like him. Just like him. Absolutely.
You think he pulled off the role well?
Extremely well. The people gonna fall in love with the bro.
He carries the movie.
Yeah.
He carries the one. He has to.
Yeah,
he's playing Tupac.
You know what I mean? He does that.
For
he
his
does
first
a good job at that.
For his first role ever.
Right.
You can imagine what kind of pressure,
right.
every day, once the people found out it was him, the fans was, beating him up every day online, like, you fucking better do this shit. And, when I met him, I was, he's just a genuine dude, man.
Shout out to his acting coach, too,
Yeah.
Angela Gibbs. Marla Gibbs' daughter, she worked real close with him and getting him ready for this role. And even during the filming process, every day, she was working with him.
Right, because, like you mentioned, this is his first acting role ever.
Huge pressure.
So he's never been in short films or nothing?
Nothing. But
he said he did a couple of plays in high school.
That don't count, though. You can't even count that compared to this. But
yeah.
He did his research. He was researching the Panthers and the elements that made Tupac who he was. You know what I mean? So he did his homework. He trained extensively for this for years, man. So I think he did extremely well.
Well, another interesting part that you brought up in your open letter was the whole John Singleton controversy.
Right.
So I guess initially John Singleton was supposed to direct the film.
I don't think he was the first guy, but in the midst of them switching,
yeah,
he came on board.
Which a lot of people thought was a good fit.
I thought it was a good fit too.
Yeah, because he did Poetic Justice.
He's a great director, period.
And he's worked with Tupac.
Can't take nothing away from John Singleton as far as what he's done.
Right.
You know what I mean, for movies and for the culture.
Absolutely. Right. But you pointed out some very interesting things.
Right.
About Singleton. So essentially, he started to make his own script.
Right.
And in the script, he insinuated that Tupac got raped in jail.
Right.
Which is pretty crazy. I've never heard that.
He insinuated it. You know what I mean?
So
he wanted to, that's the Hollywood shit. You know what
right.
I mean? Let's put some extra stuff up in there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And he also insinuated that Afeni's a lesbian.
Right. That's what he insinuated.
Which I've never heard before either.
Because it's not true.
Right.
He insinuating stuff, and they fired him, What I didn't like was, of course, it's always shit going behind the scenes that people don't know. I didn't like how he went on his interview campaign to basically try to discredit everything they was doing, all the hard work, it's almost like, let me put this out there first, just in case they, come back. So he went on his smear campaign about, the Tupac movie and what they was trying to do over there, and he was the one who, got fired for basically trying to put that kind of shit in the movie. You know what I mean?
So that was the reason why he got fired.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Right.
Like when I got the call that he got fired, I'm like, fuck, like he was the perfect guy. then I heard the reason. I'm like, oh yeah, he's a fucking piece of shit. Fire him. You know what I mean?
Right, because then he started doing interviews about it. I guess he was
Exactly.
saying he's going to do his own Tupac movie later on.
Right. So he got fired, and of course he didn't want people to know, why he got fired. So of course he went on his campaign saying, yeah, well I left because they wasn't trying to play Tupac right and trying to, discredit his mom and,
Yeah, and it was just, me personally, I would expect more from John Singleton because, race doesn't matter, but John, you were a new black film director at one time in your career.
Right.
And you got criticism, early on. And now you turn around and do the same thing to Benny Boom, and you would expect John Singleton to say, you know what, that happened to me before, I'm not gonna do that. Even though I'm not in agreement with whatever happened, I'm gonna just keep my mouth closed. In the sake for the culture, in sake of, another brother doing a movie, especially on somebody that I care about and had a relationship with.
It's a fucked up situation when you got a black executive like LT and a good dude like Benny Boom, and it's like they fighting every day, man. Just to try to get it to come to life. You know what I mean? So for your own supposed to be friend and good brother turn around and do stuff like that. It's kind of terrible, man.